Caitlin Clark's 2025 WNBA season was meant to cement her as a generational talent, but injuries turned it into a fight for survival. Now, with her comeback confirmed in August, the Indiana Fever, their fans, and the entire league brace for a seismic shift. Clark's return isn't just a player stepping back onto the court. It's a high-stakes moment that could redefine her legacy, save her team's season, and sustain the WNBA's record-breaking momentum. After weeks of setbacks, doubts, and relentless pressure, Clark is ready to silence critics and reignite the spark that makes her the sport's biggest draw. But the risks are immense, and the basketball world is holding its breath to see if she can deliver another legendary performance or if the weight of expectation will prove too much. Clark's season began with sky-high expectations. Her rookie campaign in 2024, averaging 19.2 points and 7.8 assists, set a new standard, with her long-range threes and court vision drawing comparisons to Stephen Curry. The Fever, built around her, eyed a playoff run, but injuries derailed the dream. A groin issue in June sidelined her when Indiana needed her most, sparking debates about whether the league was protecting its star from physical play. Clark absorbed 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls in 2025. Then, in early August, a bone bruise in her left ankle during solo training pushed her timeline into chaos. Suddenly, questions swirled. Would she play again this season? Could the Fever survive without her? Team's guard depth crumbled, with Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith shouldering the load while Ariel McDonald, Julie Carlson, and Sophie Cunningham battled their own injuries. Indiana scraped by, relying on grit and a miraculous overtime win fueled by Coach Stephanie White's fiery leadership, but their 12-15 record teetered on the edge of playoff contention. Clark's absence wasn't just a problem for the Fever, it shook the WNBA. Her presence drives record-breaking attendance, 9.2 million fans in 2025 and viewership, 6.3 million average per game on ESPN. Ticket sales dipped 4% during her injury, and broadcasters scrambled to maintain ratings. Clark's jersey led league sales, her highlights trended globally, and her gravitational pull intensified rivalries. Without her, the WNBA felt a void, sponsors hesitated, and the buzz around games softened. Every update, from White's cautious she's progressing to insider leaks hinting at a late August return, was dissected like a playoff result. Social media buzzed with fans demanding answers, some urging Clark to sit out the season, others insisting she was the Fever's only shot at a postseason miracle. Rival players weighed in, with Cunningham's pointed comment, "Almost ready doesn't cut it," hinting at skepticism about rushing Clark back. The noise was deafening, amplifying the pressure on a 23-year-old carrying the weight of a franchise and a league. Clark's last comeback set an impossibly high bar. In 2024, returning from a minor wrist injury, she torched the New York Liberty for 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 7 threes, snapping their undefeated streak. That game wasn't just a win, it was a statement, proving Clark could dominate on the biggest stage. NBA stars took notice, with LeBron James praising her CC effect. Highlight reels looped for days, cementing her as a global phenomenon. Now, fans wonder if she can replicate that magic. The stakes are higher in 2025. The Fever, at 12-15, need her to spark a late-season surge. Without her, their offense sputters, 98.2 points per 100 possessions, and their playoff hopes fade. Clark's return could flip the script. Her 41% three-point shooting and 6.1 assist-to-turnover ratio stretch defenses and elevate teammates like Boston, who averages 14.3 points with Clark on the floor versus 10.8 without her. The confirmation of her return came quietly, not with a flashy press conference but through steady drips of news. White revealed Clark was back in live practices, looking sharp. Insiders pointed to August 24th or 26th as possible return dates against rivals like the Chicago Sky. Ticket prices surged 18% overnight, and merchandise sales spiked. The WNBA leaned into the frenzy, teasing something big on social media. But the excitement carries a shadow. Rushing Clark back risks aggravating her ankle injury, potentially derailing her career. Waiting too long could doom the Fever's season. It's a tightrope, and Clark's decision to play is a gamble with her body, her team, and her legacy on the line. Rivals know a healthy Clark shifts the league's balance. Her ability to pull defenders 30 feet from the basket creates space for Boston and Smith, while her passing unlocks Indiana's offense. What makes this comeback different is the context. Clark isn't just returning to a game. She's carrying the Fever's hopes, the league's momentum, and the expectations of fans who've kept her name trending through every setback. Her 2025 stats, 20.1 points, 8.2 assists, 42% from three before her injury, show she's still a force. But injuries have forced adaptation. Will she lean more on her playmaking, averaging 3.2 points per game off assists, or reclaim her role as a fearless shooter? The Fever's survival hinges on her choice. A heroic run could cement her as the WNBA's face for a decade. A faltering return could fuel doubts about her durability. The league watches closely. Clark's return is an economic and cultural event. Her presence boosts ad revenue, up 12% when she plays, and intensifies rivalries like Fever Sky, where her duels with Angel Reese draw 7.8 million viewers. Fans, weary of cryptic injury reports, see this as redemption. They've argued online, begged for updates, and now expect a miracle. Clark drags Indiana into the playoffs, her legend grows. If she stumbles or re-injures herself, the narrative shifts to vulnerability, a harsh pivot for a player deemed invincible. Every shot, every step will carry the weight of a league banking on her star. Caitlin Clark's comeback is more than a return, it's a referendum on her resilience. The Fever need her to save their season. The WNBA needs her to sustain its surge. And fans need her to prove she's still the player who changes everything. Whether she rises or falters, one truth holds. When Clark steps onto the court, the spotlight follows and the WNBA will never be the same.